Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Because celebrities are, by definition, people you see often and know a lot about, they have a lot of influence in everything. This influence is most obvious in the style and fashion of the time. Over the years, some celebrities have emerged as icons who are widely admired and copied. Some of the most distinguished and classy stars to ever appear prominently in the public eye are on this list. Today, we're going to take a look at the top 10 most stylish people in the world. Number 10. David Beckham. David Beckham was admired not only for his skill, but also for his fashion sense and glam when he played for Manchester United and Real Madrid, two of the best teams in Europe. Therefore, it is probably not by chance that he ended his career in some of the wealthiest cities in the world. Paris, Milan, and Los Angeles. Beckham started his professional club career at Manchester United, where he made his first team debut in 1992 when he was 17 years old. While playing for Manchester United, he won the Premier League 6 times, the FA Cup twice, and the UEFA Champions League in 1999. After that, he played for Real Madrid for 4 years, where he won the La Liga title in his final season. In July 2007, Beckham agreed to a 5-year contract with the Major League Soccer club La Galaxy. He was a Galaxy player who went on loan to AC Milan in Italy in 2009 and 2010. He was the first British player to win 100 UEFA Champions League games. In May 2013, he announced his retirement after a 20-year career that resulted in him winning 19 major awards. Number 9. Johnny Depp. John Christopher Depp was born on June 9, 1963, in Owensboro, Kentucky. He was the youngest of 4 children born to waitress Betty Sue Depp, née Wells, and John Christopher Depp, later Palmer, and John Christopher Depp, a civil engineer. Throughout his childhood, Depp's family moved a lot, eventually settling in 1970 in Miramar, Florida. When he was 15 years old, his parents divorced, and his mother later married Robert Palmer, whom Depp is described as an inspiration. One of the most versatile actors of recent decades is Johnny Depp. He can play a mobster or undercover cop just as well as a quirky, flamboyant pirate, and his characters almost have a dark side to them. This extends to Depp's personal style as well. He is not at all conventional, and this may be his most distinctive characteristic. Johnny Depp is the only person who can pull off hobo chic with such ease, with his messy hair, worn-out clothes and shoes, a plethora of accessories, and every conceivable hat. Number 8. Marilyn Monroe. Norma Jean Mortensen was born on June 1, 1926, at Los Angeles General Hospital in Los Angeles, California. Gladys Pearl Baker, née Monroe, her mother, born in Piedras Negras, Coahuila, Mexico in 1902. He was the son of a poor family from the Midwest who moved to California at the turn of the century. Gladys wed John Newton Baker, an abusive man 9 years her senior, when she was 15 years old. Robert, 1918 to 1933, and Bernice, 1919 to 2014, were their 2 children. In 1923, she obtained a divorce and sole custody, but Baker abducted the children shortly thereafter and relocated them to his home state of Kentucky. Marilyn Monroe was the first Hollywood sex icon. Her on-screen persona and her real-life antics are probably the source of many stereotypes about blonde women that are still prevalent today. She continues to be remembered as a show business legend, and her influence cannot be denied. Both the pink dress she wore for her performance in Gentlemen Prefer Blonde as Diamonds is a girl's best friend, and the white dress she wore in The 7-Year Itch, where the dress was blown up by a passing train, are considered to be iconic and are still widely copied. Number 7. Grace Kelly. Kelly was born on November 12, 1929, to an influential and wealthy family at Hahnemann University Hospital in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. John B. Kelly, Jr., is her father, was born to Irish immigrants and competed in sculling for 3 Olympic gold medals. Additionally, he owned the reputable East Coast brickwork contracting business that was successful. He was the Democratic candidate for mayor of Philadelphia in 1935, but he lost by the narrowest margin in the city's history. He later served on the Fairmount Park Commission and was appointed National Director of Physical Fitness by President Roosevelt during World War II. His brother Walter C. Kelly was a vaudeville star who also worked for Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer and Paramount Pictures in movies. George Kelly was a dramatist, screenwriter, and director who won the Pulitzer Prize. Grace Kelly was a successful actress who had numerous big roles and even an Academy Award on her resume by the time she was 26. She attracted Prince Rainier of Monaco, whom she later wed, and was admired for her talent as well as her good looks and sense of style. Number 6. George Clooney. Of all the modern actors, Clooney seems to best capture the opulence of the golden age. We have long since stopped keeping track of his age because he appears to simply get better with time, so he might as well be a golden age icon. George Clooney is a great actor, writer, and director who always knows just the right outfit to match his legendary good looks. Giorgio Armani himself is the best person to praise him for his sense of style. He said that he makes a suit look simply fantastic. Number 5. Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor was a child star by the time she was 12, and she went on to become one of Hollywood's hottest stars. Even after her best years were over, she was still actively supporting various causes. She set the standard for what a movie star should be like, both on and off the screen. And she was one of the first sex symbols. Although she was married 8 times to 7 different men, she named jewelry as one of the great loves of her life, along with fellow actor Richard Burton and Mike Todd. Number 4. Brigitte Bardot. Although her outfits were more revealing than those of most of her contemporaries, her great penchant for jewelry was what made her most remarkable. The stunning French singer and actress, who in some of her earlier, more provocative roles was referred to as a sex kitten, retired from acting before she was 40 to focus on animal rights issues. Despite the fact that her career was relatively brief, her influence is quite significant. Many people, including the Beatles and Bob Dylan, admired her for her beauty and sensuality, and her charisma and status enabled her to challenge conventional norms at a time. She made the Bardot neckline and the Chilkraut, low beehive, hairstyle popular, put cans and street tropes on the map, and helped mainstream the bikini. Number 3. James Bond. If you had to choose the most stylish male figure of the last century, James Bond would unquestionably be at the top of your list. One of the greatest characters of all time is the self-assured and sophisticated super spy who saves the world with his charm rather than his gun or fists. Sean Connery is the ideal Bond. Connery was successful in persuading Ian Fleming to accept the rugged Scottish actor who was chosen for the role at first. James Bond became the film icon he is today thanks to his attractive appearance, distinctive voice, and sleek smile, not to mention the fact that he appears to have been born to wear a suit. Number 2. Jackie Kennedy. During the 1960s, Jackie Kennedy was just as influential in fashion as her husband, the United States President John F. Kennedy, was in politics. She collaborated with well-known fashion designer Oleg Cassini, her Secretary of Style, to create the renowned Jackie look when the first family moved into the White House in 1960. Her fashion was clean and glamorous, with strong, solid colors and patterns, exquisite fabrics, and clean lines. She was the only person who could make pillbox hats, silk headscarves, and large sunglasses work like a charm, giving the image of the president a style and glitz that was unprecedented at the time. Number 1. Audrey Hepburn. Audrey Kathleen Rustin, who would go on to be known as Audrey Hepburn Rustin, was born on May 4, 1929, at 48 Rue Quienveld in Ixelles, Brussels, Belgium. Her family referred to her as Adriantje. Arnoud van Heemstra, Hepburn's grandfather, was the governor of the Dutch colony of Dutch Guiana. She tied the knot with oil executive Jonkheer Hendrik Gustaf Adolf Correls van Ufford when she was just 19 years old in Batavia, Dutch East Indies, where they later resided. Before getting divorced in 1925, 4 years before Hepburn was born, they had 2 sons. Jonkheer Arnoud Robert Alexander Correls van Ufford, 1920 to 1979, and Jonkheer Ian Edgar Bruce Correls van Ufford, 1924 to 2010. Audrey Hepburn just has a very charming quality about her. Her style was simple and favored unostentatious dresses and outfits. However, she appeared to always be effortlessly elegant. She was the very definition of grace and refinement. She was an understated beauty, tall and thin, and she was a very talented actress, which made her even more attractive. Audrey Hepburn is one of the few people to have won the Oscar, Emmy, Grammy, and Tony Awards. She could play a princess in Roman Holiday, a flower girl who becomes a high society lady in My Fair Lady, or a naive, outgoing socialite in Breakfast at Tiffany's? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.